We have our next in-studio guest with us. I am proud to have one of our local, I'll call him a local hero. What this guy does is incredible. So welcome Paul Thompson from Community Resource Center.
Thank you, Barry.
Great. So tell us, when I first looked at the name Community Resource Center, I think it's a little misleading as to what you really do. So tell us more about what you do.
Well, CRC, Community Resource Center, has been in existence for 36 years in serving the coastal communities of North County. And we have several areas of focus, one of which, and probably the area that we're most well known for, is the work that we're doing in domestic violence prevention and intervention. We have an emergency shelter with 24 beds, and we have transitional housing units serving women and their children throughout San Diego who are in need of shelter.
What do you do for prevention? How do you deal with that?
So this is an area that we want to grow, and I would encourage any listener out there that's interested in this theme to really track with us, because this is an area where we want to grow. We have a program that's working in the schools in North County, helping in the area of safe dating. We did a program in one of the high schools where we took all of the ASB students through a safety program, and they then went back into all of the English schools in the high school, or the English classes rather, in the high school, and taught the same information to the English students.
Fabulous.
So it was a tremendous way of engaging all of the students in the school on this issue of domestic violence, safe dating practices, and how to even observe whether or not violence is occurring. There are sometimes in some families where the norm is not the norm. And they're literally experiencing unsafe situations in their home without really realizing this is not normal.
Wow. Interesting.
So another area that we're focused on is the area of food and secure and nutrition security. So, clearly the Great Recession continues for many people in San Diego County, and we're there in North County to serve those people that are being impacted, those that are homeless or episodically homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. And so our mission speaks to the creation of paths to safety, stability, and self-sufficiency. And one of the most stabilizing factors that we're able to engage with our services is the provision of food resources. So if a family has just recently found themselves without income, they can come and get $200 to $300 worth of groceries a month, and that can sometimes mean the difference between paying rent or not paying rent.
That's fabulous.
I would imagine that there would be quite a bit of crossover in terms of domestic abuse as well as homelessness, because oftentimes women who are in an abusive situation are under control of the abuser to the point where they don't have any economic means, and that's one of the reasons why they stay.
Indeed.
And then if they do leave, they find themselves on the street.
Yeah. So one of the aspects of our programming is a resource that we call resource navigation. Our case managers, who are the real heroes of our organization, those that walk with our program participants from the point they come in to the organization to the point that they leave, are really the heroes, and they help navigate all the myriad resources, both within our organization and outside of our organization.
Interesting. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com, or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest is Mr. Paul Thompson from the Community Resource Center. So, tell us a little bit more about the case managers, since they're the people that are really making a difference. Are you looking for more people? How do you train them? I'm curious about all of that.
Yeah, so our case managers are very experienced social service professionals who come to us the right kind of academic credentials, masters in social work or bachelor's BSW, bachelor's in social work, and years of experience both within our organization as interns or other organizations. So these are the people that are the first people to engage our program participants, and we'll sit down and literally inquire and talk through with the program participant what their needs are, and they will help create a pathway, if you will, through the myriad resources that exist both within our organization and elsewhere. One of the things that we're able to do is to, rather than have somebody go downtown to sign up for CalFresh, the food stamp program in California, we can actually do that from our offices over a Skype connection.
Great.
And avoid having somebody go downtown and wait in an office for 8 hours and go through that process. So,
well, just the fact that they have to go so far, because you're located in Encinitas, correct?
Yes.
So just the fact of going from Encinitas to downtown at that level of need, that's a lot for somebody to do. So I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. So one of the aspects, certainly safety speaks to the work we do in domestic violence. Stability speaks to the work we do in food and nutrition security. But our focus on self-sufficiency, which is really the hope that we all have as parents, we hope that our children will certainly become self-sufficient, and that's our objective as parents. But as people who live in healthy communities, our hope should be for everyone who lives in our community that they might be able to live a self-sufficient life. And so jobs are a big part of that, and we're often addressing the needs of people that have had traditional barriers to employment. And so we have a new program that we're launching called Career Source, which is walking with people through this journey of becoming equipped to obtain the kinds of jobs that they need and then sustain those jobs over time.
Well, it's interesting. I know we're going to be talking about this with another guest later, but it would seem to me as though some of the things that maybe I can help you with too is bringing in some basic financial resources or financial education. Mm-hmm. If people are transitioning from let's say let's call it an unhealthy lifestyle into an independent lifestyle, it may be, for example, you work with a lot of abused women. Women are typically held back from anything in the financial world, in a lot of households. It doesn't happen everywhere, but maybe there's some education we can provide to help you do that. And
we do have a big commitment to financial literacy in our organization. So all of our program participants have the opportunity to engage in various types of resources, financial literacy programs. Right. So we're really working to equip every part of the individual who is in need based on their specific needs.
Right. Now you also have some exciting events that you have every year that helps the families and also raise funds. Can you tell us about some of your fun events that you have?
Yeah. So probably the area that we're most well known for in North County, and this year will be our 33rd year, is our Holiday Baskets program, which takes place at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. We actually rent the entire area underneath the grandstands, and that becomes, if you will, a large store for families that come in. This last year we had nearly 1,700 families.
Wow.
So 5,000 and some people coming through, and they're actually it's actually a shopping experience. So they have the dignity of selecting the items that they want to bring home for the holidays, and that includes stuffed animals and books and toys for the youngest of children all the way through the teens, baby items of any number of things. So and then bedding and outerwear for all of the family, and then depending upon the size of the family, 1 or 2 or 3 boxes of food that we provide. And we also provide food for pets. We work with the Rancho Costa Humane Society there, and their staff and volunteers assist our team to do that.
I can see Andrea melting in the process while you're saying that.
Right.
Well, I love everything that you guys are doing, and I love the fact, I want to tap into what you said about restoring their dignity. I think everything that you do goes to restore the dignity of the family, and when you're coming out of an abusive situation, I mean, so many times their dignity has been robbed and stolen from them, from the parent who's been abused as well as the children. Mm-hmm. And so from everything that you're doing, from your food programs to the job program and financial literacy, it's all about a restoration of dignity, and that's really what they need in order to go on and have healthy futures. And so,
well, we couldn't do what we do without the volunteers that we serve. This organization is the most volunteer-centric organization that I've ever been part of, and I've been in the nonprofit sector my entire career. And our Holiday Baskets program, for example, takes about 2,000 volunteers, and the impact for the volunteers is as life-changing, I believe, as the people we actually serve through that program.
Well, before we run out of time, tell our listeners how they find out more about your organization.
Well, we'd love to invite our listeners to visit us at www.crcncc.org. That's crcncc.org. Or you could call us at 760-753-1156.
Great. Well, I will put it out this way. You know, I love what you do. I love how you give back to the community. I've made a couple of notes on some things that I think we can help you with.
Right.
And I definitely want to follow up finding different ways. One of the things that we do is we connect with small business every single week. So we have a lot of small business owners, and I think that's a market that can really get involved with you. So let's you and I get together and see what we can do together.
Thank you, Barry, and thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170, theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.